Welcome to another episode of Bad Disc Golf. This is Eric. Today we are at the Manor Township Herr Park? Herr Park? It's Herr Park. This is a beautiful course. I've already played it a few times. This course it just kind of flew in under the radar. When I was aware of it, it was already going to be open within 7 days. They announced it on the old social media. They said, hey, the grand opening is going to be here in a couple weeks, and here it is. There's a couple things about it. There's no tee pads as of yet, but there are tee signs. A lot of people are going to say, what, no tee pads? What's up with that? From my opinion, for a brand new course to have permanent concrete tee pads might not be a good thing. Sometimes after you have a few thousand people play it over the course of a year or two, you might want to adjust where your tee pads are. You can adjust things a little bit. You can tweak things. It's easy enough to put in a new collar for a basket, but don't knock a course just because it has temporary tee pads or natural tee pads. It could just mean that the course it's playable. Here it is, but it's not in its perfected final form. Hole number one. It's real easy, just 256. It's out there. Here's a view from the tee pad. It's just around that nice brown reddish tree. Wow, I freaking parked it. Maybe I should start calling this awesome disc golf with Eric. Hole 2, 378. It's a decently long one. It's all right. I just want to point out that out of bounds is on or across walking paths, which makes sense until you realize that the out of bounds on the tee sign is behind the tee pad. I mean, you figure that one out. I mean, I'm pretty bad, but I mean that's bad. So I played like 27 holes yesterday, and I'm sunburned to hell because I'm a pretty bald dude. So I figured I'd wear the old dirty hat today. Here we are at Herr Park, and this is a brand new course. And from the parking lot, you can see about 7 of the baskets in the wintertime through the trees. So walking up, you figure out. It's just a rec course, whatever. And while it is a recreational course, it is a par 3 course for the most part. I mean, there's some par 4s out there. It's awesome. It's very well developed. It's very well designed and thought out. I'm gonna get par on this one. I got a birdie on the last one. Anyway. This is a course by the Lancaster Area Frisbee Sports Club, and those guys have been doing God's work when it comes to planning courses every couple of years. I mean, I don't know how they do it. Kudos to you guys. I know that they put in Shiprock a few years ago. Overlook Park was put in, and now Herr Park. Herr Park? Just call it Herr Park for the rest of the video. If I'm wrong, please correct me. These first few holes are easy. That was hole 2. 1 and 2 was, pretty wide open. And here we are at hole 3. And it's just a big tunnel shot. The ceiling isn't so low, but I mean, it's pretty tight. Oh! There we go. If there's trees in the way, I'm probably gonna hit them. So it begins. I just want to point out for a moment my Mini. It's a custom Mini. It's got my name on it and my PDGA number on it. It's pretty cool. It's all wood. And it was done by a guy named Jason Armstrong. He started his own custom disc golf woodworking company called Grains and Chains. He'll do custom woodworking, anything disc golf. He'll do minis. He'll do just full plates of discs. And to show how good he is, he actually did all the trophies for Worlds in 2015. So this guy knows what he's doing. I'd highly recommend his stuff. That shows my predicament pretty well. Ouch, thorns. Uh-oh. You're gonna see a turbo putt. I couldn't tell you the last time I did a turbo putt. How many of you guys turbo putt out there? I mean, I kind of had to. I was kind of shooting over a big bush. But here I go. The damage has already started. I'm getting a bogey. So I guess that makes me even for the round so far. Hole 4, 348 feet. There's a walking path to the left. And like I said, this is a pretty highly traveled walking path. There's always someone coming and going. And here comes somebody just wandering across the fairway. Oh, now he's running. He must have heard me. And someone got a model plane stuck in a tree. Alright, looks like my window of opportunity has opened. Ooh. Hopefully I can save 3 from there. Like I said, Laughs has been doing a great job on putting courses in the ground. And I don't know if I was just out of the loop when it comes to the disc golf circle, but it seems like they just sprung this one on everybody. They kept it a pretty good secret, and the next thing you know, poof, there's a disc golf course. And I gotta hand it to them, because it was like Christmas when I found out on the Facebook. So like I said, I mean, it's just beautifully designed. Yes, the course is traveled by non-disc golfers, sunbathers as I call them. And I mean, here you can just kind of see people walking around these paths. There's someone definitely got a model airplane stuck in a tree over there, and they're trying to get it out. This path runs all the way up here. There's just a bicyclist that just cruised down. There's a wide open field over here which we play through, and I saw people wandering through there. So yes, there's a lot of people here, but don't let that make you not come. You just got to be careful with your discs. That's all you got to do. Oh, almost didn't make it. So this is where a lot of people get turned around. I just finished hole 4, and if you're gonna look around straight ahead, here's 4. There's a tee right there. So then you think, hey, let's go to that tee. Wrong. You went ahead. Let's say you're looking at the tee here, or the basket. You want to take a turn this way across the path. There's hole 5. Hole 5. You can see here this field. There's a field off to the left here, all out of bounds. The walking path, you guessed it, the walking path is totally out of bounds if you go across it, which makes for a very narrow fairway. So if you can navigate up here, then you have to get in between these trees here for a nice little tunnel shot. Good luck. It's par 4, thank God. Stay out of there. Stay out. I'm safe. I think I'm safe. Let's hope I'm safe. So like I said, I've been playing a lot of disc golf lately. I just haven't been doing a lot of videos. I did one video, like I mentioned before, and the wind was just atrocious. And all it was just, you just heard nothing but the wind hitting the microphone, and then me moving my lips and smiling and laughing. And it just wasn't usable. How about the Adidas deal with Macbeth? I mean, it's about time one of these big sports clothing manufacturers jumped online. I mean, there's the Vibram Open, and then there's the oh gosh, what was the name of those shoes? Those disc golf shoes. I think it starts with a K. Keen. They started their own line of disc golf shoes, but you know, it was just a matter of time before these Adidas deals came through. Under Armour, Nike, and all it takes is just one, and then all the rest of them are going to jump online and realize there's this untapped market. But from what I understand, Macbeth really isn't getting paid for it. He's just kind of getting an allowance for clothing. Still, I mean, I already did the research to see what shoes is he wearing, you know, and there's kind of a lack of a market for disc golf apparel. You just kind of wear whatever you want. I mean, I'm wearing a fleece with an Under Armour shirt and some denim jeans. When it gets warmer out, I get a little bit more athletic apparel. But, I mean, heck yeah, I'd totally buy the crap out of a disc golf line of clothes from Adidas. So this is still hole 5. I just want to show you this tiny little gap that you got to hit. And you can see the basket down there. I'm going to walk in here and put my arms out to the side just to see how tight this gap is. And I've probably got a 6-foot wingspan. So this is an uphill, decently long shot. And then once you get up here, you've probably got another 60 feet through this little tunnel. And I just want to show you how tight it is. I mean, here's my look at it, and I'm probably 60 feet out from the entrance here. There's a couple different thoughts. You can try to tomahawk in, you can try to thumber it in. Yeah, I mean, there's all different things, but either way, you're looking at a real tight scenario to crash down from above or to try to sneak in from the side. It's just a difficult upshot. I mean, I snuck inside, but just barely. I just kind of, I mean, not to insult any of you beautiful women out there, but I just kind of girled it in there just because I did. I was in my own head. Just to clarify about girling it in there, let me put this out there. I have seen in person some of the best women in the game throw a disc. I've seen those same women throw a disc a lot further than I can. So when I say girl it in, I apologize. There's a certain pro out there named Paige Pierce who won the world championship, and she's pretty damn good, and she could probably whoop my ass up and down this course. It just goes to show it's all form and mental game than it is brute strength. Because some of these girls will weigh 100 pounds soaking wet and then crush a disc over 300 feet. So just because I said you're girling it doesn't mean that you can't play the sport. It's a game all about form and a par. So looking back, I just want to show you the tight tunnel looking back. So you can see, let's look up. Yeah, there's really not a place for your disc to come crashing through. You're just kind of limited to a few of these alleys coming in here. Hole 6, 167 feet, and there is OB, as usual. Don't go to the left, it's private property, and then the walking path again comes into play. That's what you call luck. That was a tight ceiling, and I don't know, I didn't intend to go over, but I went over and it worked out. Let's talk about some of these girly players who could whoop my ass at the game. I once met Valerie Doss, who was Valerie Jenkins back in the day, and I met Valerie and her brother Avery, who I coincidentally named my son Avery. Of course, my wife thinks it's because of Grey's Anatomy with that surgeon Jackson Avery, but it's secretly because there's a really cool disc golfer named Avery. So, let's see if I can sink this putt. And that's the thing about this sport. You can see some of these people and meet them at the events, and they're just normal people. Sure, they found a way to make a living off the game. Yes, they're on tour, but you see them on YouTube, you see them in magazines, you hear about them all the time. And the way I met Avery was I was at the Pittsburgh Flying Disc Open, and I wanted to see the pro round, the last round of the pros. I pull up, and I think there's 2 or 3 people at the pavilion, probably the TD, a merchant or whatever. And then there's Avery just sitting on a picnic table, just in his zone. And there he was, and I just walked up to him. I said, "Hey, I recognize you from the magazines." Shook my hand, had a conversation with me. He was cool. And then there was Valerie, She's just hanging out by her car. I mean, they came in an RV. She's hanging out in a car. I don't know if it was their car. She's just sitting on the grass, just hanging out, just doing her own thing. So I walked up to her. Hey, are you Valerie Jenkins? Yes, blah, blah, blah. But these people are approachable. I mean, the sport's only going to get bigger, and they're going to get more and more of a celebrity status. But don't be afraid to walk up to them. Don't be afraid to walk up to me and say, hey, you're that guy that does the stupid videos. Hole 7, 259. This is a beautiful, beautiful tunnel shot. And just to point out, we are surrounded by Amish fields here because we are in Lancaster. That was shot 3, by the way. We're not going to talk about that second shot. Hole 8, 297. It's all uphill. I don't know if that transfers well. Probably not to the camera, but I just had a group play through, and this is a tough one because you're throwing uphill, but it's got that low ceiling again. So I'm seeing a lot of people actually throwing up into the trees, and then a few of them actually just throwing straight into the ground. I guess there's a certain sweet spot you got to hit here. Well, I'm up there. Speaking about Valerie Jenkins, I mean, didn't she marry another world champion? Oh yeah, Nate Doss. That's why her name is now Valerie Doss. I guess they're still on tour. They're a huge promoter of disc golf, but I guess they now have, they're into brewing. I saw lately, and they're actually connecting with some decent brewers, and they're actually selling their beer at some of these tournaments. Well, I don't know if they're selling it. I don't want to get them in legal trouble, but I know that there's a certain tournament where you needed to register and be part of the tournament for you to even try their beer. So I don't think that's technically selling it. It was more or less, hey, you got to be part of the tournament to have some. But man, I would. Oh, can you imagine? What's his name? Arian Jenkins. It's Avery's son. Can you imagine growing up with that family, where your aunt is a world champion, your uncle is a world champion, your father is a world champion? Man, a boy can dream, can't he? Where is my disc? Ugh. And every movement I had was poking my glasses. Of course, it didn't help that my lie was here in the middle of a tree, and then this was my actual view. It was, ooh, I'm up there. I got a putt for par, so we'll see what happens. So right now I'm 1 over. I should talk about the Jenkins clan more often. It gives me good mojo. Hole 9, 323. It's mostly downhill. It's like a slight downhill grade. But what I'm seeing now is this stuff on the left. That's OB. And last time I played here, I did not play that as OB. So now that's in my head, and hopefully I won't throw there. But this is actually one of my more favorite holes here. It's just a beautiful left-hand, backhand shot, which is my natural shot. Oh, that's pretty. So that pine forest down there, it's just got that soft bed of needles. And when I crashed in, I thought it was beautiful. I thought I'm hitting grass. And it hits those pine needles, and I saw it skip up, and it just went probably another 25 feet. So you gotta keep that in mind, fellas and ladies. You gotta keep your landing zone conditions in mind when you play these courses. Damn, that felt good though. Come on, people, come on. Can I do one of these videos? Just one of these. Can I do one without finding any garbage? I mean, come on now. This is what I'm talking about. I'm probably 30 feet from the pin was where my disc landed. And if you notice the grass ends here, my disc landed here-ish and skidded back over here. which is where I saw it. So here I am back in this crap of the pine forest. Here's my lie. There's the basket. Branches everywhere. It's just, this is brutal. So we're back out of the woods now. We're gonna have quite a few open holes, but things are gonna start getting a bit longer for a while until they get shorter again. Hole 10, 382 feet. Man, as long as I could remember, I have never been a big arm. I know some people that get into the sport and they've got absolutely no control whatsoever, but good do they have distance. And it's just so frustrating that I just know it's in me. I know it's in my form. I know it's just my terrible form, but I work on it, and then of course as soon as I go back out to play, I just go back to basics. But it just irks my soul. We'll see how that ended up. It felt good. It looked good. Thought it was gonna hit chains for a second, but we'll see where it ended up. See if I got a bad bounce at the end of it. Again, I didn't learn my lesson. This is this is tucked back in a little pine grove, and there's all these pine needles. So I crashed, and I'm gonna say I'm 25 feet away, maybe close to 30 feet away. Ugh. Yeah. Man, why can't I putt like this all the time? Hole 11, par 4, 611 feet with a whole bunch of OB in the way. So let's see how we do. Did I mention it's all uphill? Yeah, it's all uphill, and I probably threw 100 feet off the tee, but I'm in the fairway. God, these guys are like driving into me the whole time. They're throwing every disc in their bag. I'm probably less than 300 feet away now. This will be my third shot. There's a tight little alley you got to get into. I even dished down. I used like a T-bird, what I thought was 80%. And this is the wide open phenomenon I'm finding if it's a wide open shot. I mentioned this in other videos. If it's wide open, I tend to throw harder than I want to. And if it's tighter, I tend to throw lighter than I want to. So that one, I thought I was gonna ease right into that alley. It looks like I threw it about 30 feet too far. And of course I got rejected. I didn't crash through at all. Of course you never crash through when you want to, and you always crash through when you don't want to. There's the hole. My disc is over here. Again, if I had a big arm, I could be here in two, but this is just me not having that arm. This is just well protected. I'm gonna just try to punch in. It's really my only option. Oh, that worked out. And I'll get a 5. Blah. I just want to point out again how beautiful some of the views are at this course. I'm at the top of the course, hole 12. It's about as high up as you're going to get here. There's just this nice panorama of beauty. Again, here we are, hole 12. Looks like there's no tee pads. Looks like people are teeing off here. Looks like people are teeing off over there. See, and this is great because when it's decided what's going to happen, they could put a tee pad anywhere. It doesn't really matter for this wide open shot, but it just goes to show without any tee pads, your options are pretty open. It's just pretty nice. curse me and my lack of a big arm. Big 442 downhill. Most players can get there in one. Not me. I'm a bad disc golfer. I might be 100 feet out. Come on people. You come in here with 30 discs in a bag, but you can't take out your water bottles. Ugh. Hole 13, 533 feet uphill, par 4. Here we are. Looks like there's a mandatory here. It's not on the tee sign, but it's right here in front of the box. I don't know if you can see it. It's in the shade there. So it looks like we got to play to the right of that, and then we have to do this large swooping right to left shot. Yay. And I'm safe. So I get asked a lot, you know, what do I play with? And I play with Innova discs for the most part, except for my mid-range. I play with a Buzz. Back when I first started playing, there was really only 2 disc manufacturers, Innova and Discraft. And I started out playing Innova, and it just went from there. And my first ace was actually with a rock, and I made the switch over to a Buzz just because the Buzz just seemed to do a lot more what I wanted to do. So to this day, the only thing in my bag that is non-Innova is that Buzz, and I don't see me switching anytime soon. I'm tempted by the new Rock 3 just because McBeast throws it, but McBeast could throw a garbage can lid and still beat me at this game. Right. Ow. I don't want to hurt my arm. So what do you guys think? Do you think the market's just oversaturated with discs? Because a lot of the discs don't even correlate from one manufacturer to the other. A speed 10 from one manufacturer doesn't necessarily mean it's a speed 10 from another manufacturer. The fade doesn't necessarily coordinate to another fade. I would find it incredibly hard to have a mishmash of discs in my bag. I wouldn't know how to play. I would just stick to one brand, which is what I've been doing. And I know how Innova discs throw. I know how the discs I throw go. I just don't see me making the switch anytime soon. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Let me know what's in your bag. I don't know, maybe 60 to 80 feet out. You got to be careful. There's a walking path over there. You might be able to see. He's out of frame now, but there's a walking path right behind the basket. Beyond that is OB. Watch out. Come back now, son. Whoa. Yeesh. You ever get that feeling in the middle of your backswing, and all of a sudden you just stop everything? Just something doesn't feel right. That happens to me about once or twice around, whether it's on a tee pad or on a putt or on an upshot. Every once in a while I go through the motions and I'm about to pull the trigger. All of a sudden my brain just throws up this red flag. Something's not right. I don't know, how often does that happen to you guys? Like I said, it's just a weird sixth sense. Like, you better pull out now. Why have you forsaken me? Hole 14, 257, plays right into the woods. It's another right to left shot. Just gotta find the alley. Oh no! Well, I'll be looking for that one. Well, I found it. Here I am. There's the basket, and I really don't have too much of a choice here. So I'm just gonna sit here and think about it. So after much deliberation, I'm just gonna throw and pray. I don't have a roll shot because of these branches, these low branches on the ground. I don't have a sky shot because it's just protected. I'm just gonna try to just crush it and see if it pokes through. Yeah. Every once in a while, being religious works. You just pray and it gets through. One off the top, one off the bottom. I was doing so well. Woo! I could have put money on it that was going to go into the basket. Could have put money on it. Would have lost money on it, but I'd probably end up with a birdie. So how many aces do you guys have under your belts? I've got, I want to say 3, maybe 4, and all of them are like less than 200 feet. I think my first one was at Creekside, which I'll do a video on next. On hole number 1, it was like maybe 100 feet. Beyond that, I got an ace at Boulder Woods, which I'll do a video on. I think that one was less than 200 feet. And then I got another one at Boulder Woods, which I think was like 120 some feet. I've yet to get one that's over 200. I would love to get one that's close to 300. So let's see where this landed. You can see there's the basket. You can see my disc right behind it. So I came in, I just missed this thing. Oh, that gets me going. But hey, I need to pick me up after getting, you know, a couple of bogeys. Deuce. I don't know why I'm kissing my putter. My putter just made me get a couple bogeys. Son of a bitch. Hole 16 is interesting. It's only 193 feet. And I don't know if you can see it down there, but there's the basket. They kind of force you to take a route unless you look up. There's some sky here, but there are some branches just creeping out. So this is one of those holes where I'm not sure how I feel about it. They're trying to shape your shot, but yet they do leave this open, which to me leaves open only 2 options really. But I've seen holes that are worse that only leave open 1 option. Ah, screw it, I'm just gonna tomahawk it. Went about as far as my drive would have been. So I'm probably a good 35 feet away, but I'm gonna go for it. Nope. Whoa. There was branches. These branches right here. See this tree? They didn't make me. They made me shift my. They made me shift my plan at the last second. I think I got this one. Hole 17, 365, beautiful left-handed, backhanded dream shot right here, which is my favorite. No! Oh, man. I just had to call it. I just had to say, oh, this is my dream shot. This is my dream shot. Oh my God, this is so easy for me. And then what do? I hit a tree 40 feet in front of me. Of course, let's try to save par. Yeah, this brings up a good point, is your recovery. Not only just making a recovery shot, but making a recovery mentally. You have to just forget about the shot you made and just focus on what you need to do. And that goes for your skill as a disc golfer as well as how stable you are mentally. If you have a meltdown, I mean, look at the Masters tournament in ball golf. What's his name? Justin Spieth, however you pronounce it. He's got a meltdown. He's a young player. He knows he's good. When he has a meltdown, I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't have talent. Kid's got talent, but how often do you have that many people looking at you and the way you're playing, and all of a sudden you have many holes of bad luck? How do you shake that off? To me, that's why we all play golf. And look at this. To save par. Hole 18, 411, wide open shot. Let's see how I can end this thing. Now this is excellent course design. It's a wide open hole, right? I mean, I totally just ripped into the wind there. But this, they've got 3 trees, wide open. Got some trees scattered, but man, they sunk that basket right in between those trees. Look at those low-hanging branches. They could have taken them down, but they didn't. There's a purpose. There's just a design for this. This is designed to be protected. So what are my thoughts on this course? This course is well designed. Thank you, Laughs, for putting this in. This is beautiful. Don't pull up here and just think, hey, cool, we've got another recreational course. Yes, most of the holes are par 3s, but this is a, ooh, what par is this? This is a par 57 is what this course is. Hold on, let me hole out. Cool. This course is fun for beginners. I mean, I'm seeing beginners out here learning to play in the open fields. I'm seeing more advanced people just ripping it off the tee, and then you have people like me who just love to throw into the trees. So I would highly recommend this course. Let me add up my score, see what I got. I ended up with a 60. With a par 57, I got 3 over. So this is not your simple birdie fest. But of course, I don't have an arm. If I had an arm, I could have shaved off a stroke or 2. But still, Herr Park, highly recommended, without a doubt. Come out here, try it. Doesn't have tee pads. Shouldn't matter.